taking you to where people pay to go to school as tourists. Thousands of schools have closed across Japan in the past 20 years, according to the government. The nation's birth rate has been decreasing for decades, and there just aren't enough children to fill the aging buildings. Now, though, there's a program that turned one of them into a tourist attraction, and people of different ages are paying $245 and traveling about 45 minutes outside of Tokyo to experience Japanese high school as it used to be. Some are inspired by the schools they've seen represented in anime, some are just looking for more immersive vacation activities, and this allows them to dress in classic school uniforms, take classes in calligraphy, and play traditional Japanese sports in gym class. One of the organizers says if it helps give new purpose to closed schools or stimulates a local economy with tourism dollars, it could be expanded to other areas and once again make these campuses a place of education and recreation. Great to see you this Friday as we keep things rolling on the world from A to Z. My name is Azuz. Welcome to the show. A new agreement has been reached between the United States and Ukraine. The European nation's been at war with Russia since that country fully invaded it in 2022, and the U.S. has been Ukraine's biggest supporter in contributions of money, weapons, and humanitarian aid. But President Donald Trump has suggested that the U.S. should get something in return for its assistance to Ukraine, and that country wants guarantees of continued American backing as a way to discourage Russia from invading again in the future. This week, a deal was reached that would give the U.S. access to Ukraine's minerals and natural resources. These include oil and natural gas, in addition to Ukraine's rare earth elements, materials that are widely used in computer technology, electric vehicles, high-tech military equipment. The deal does not include a promise that America will defend Ukraine against future Russian aggression, but the U.S. will be contributing to a fund, along with Ukraine itself, that'll help the European country rebuild from the war. And the Trump administration says this shows Russia that the U.S. supports a free and independent Ukraine in the years ahead.
This deal has been in the works for months, and at times the discussions surrounding it have turned tense. When Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited the White House back in February, discussing the deal and potentially signing it were a part of the expected agenda. But the sit-down in the Oval Office turned into a heated and unprecedented back and forth. Trump and Zelensky met again face-to-face just a few days ago, and a White House spokesperson called that meeting, quote, productive.
Meantime, international negotiations continue to try to bring an end to the war, but so far no agreement on that has been reached and the fighting rages on.
Word of knowledge. Who was the oldest person ever to play in baseball's major leagues? Honus Wagner, Nolan Ryan, Jack Quinn, Satchel Paige. Author of the book, Maybe I'll Pitch Forever, Satchel Paige was 59 years old when he threw 3 scoreless innings against the Red Sox in 1965.
On this date in world history. The best-selling book of all time, according to Guinness World Records, is the Christian Bible. And one of its most well-known and widely used versions, the King James Version, was first published on this date in the year 1611. It's still in publication today. On this date in 1920, a professional baseball game was played between the Indianapolis ABCs and the Chicago Giants. It was the first in a newly established African-American league called the Negro National League, and it eventually included thousands of players featuring greats like Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson, who made history on the field. And this was the date in 2011 when a team of U.S. Navy SEALs killed a terrorist named Osama bin Laden. He was the leader of the Al-Qaeda terrorist group and the mastermind of several attacks, including those of September 11, 2001. American intelligence had located him in a compound in Pakistan.
History isn't only in textbooks, it's all around you. At Educational Travel Adventures, we take students beyond the classroom and out into the world. Your adventure starts here.
Where in the world? This is an East African republic that gained its independence from Britain in 1963. Its official languages are English and Kiswahili. It's located between Ethiopia and Tanzania, and its capital is Nairobi. This is Kenya, a nation of more than 58 million people.
Wasini, an island in Kenya, has successfully brought back its local fish populations after taking steps to change fishing habits and by planting seagrass. Over the years, the fish population around Wasini has declined, in part because of poor fishing practices. The use of send nets, which encircle large groups of fish and can drag along the ocean floor, destroyed most of the seagrass near the island. And that seagrass is crucial for marine life. It's a breeding ground for fish and provides a food source for many marine animals. But sea urchins and seaweed, as well as coastal developments built by people, can hurt seagrass. And once damaged, restoring it is a long process. Wasini Beach Management Unit, a community organization, has been spearheading conservation efforts here since 2014, with training from the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Institute. The restoration process began by assessing the damaged areas and finding sites to harvest healthy seagrass seedlings. Next, BMU members knit natural fiber bags together, making a sort of large carpet to plant the seedlings in. Securing the bags to the ocean floor, conservation teams punctured holes in the fabric, creating pockets for the seagrass seedlings. BMU members monitor these plantings, recording the progress of the seagrass every 2 weeks. The natural fibers of the carpet slowly decompose in the seawater, and within 3 to 4 months, the seagrass seedlings grow new leaves. The BMU also collects trash and cleans any algae on the seagrass to maintain a healthy environment for the young plants. And as healthy seagrass takes root, fish return.
The more we address the degradation and rehabilitation, we are actually supporting the community per se. So all these rehabilitation efforts, whether in seagrass, whether in mangrove, whether in coral reefs, are actually uplifting the lives of the community.
In total, the BMU has planted 2.5 acres of seagrass meadows, full of at least 10,000 seedlings. The restoration has not only aided the community, but helped others outside of it. People are coming from over 60 miles away to fish at Wasini.
Moving fast from east to west today. First schools in the first state of Delaware. Mrs. Thompson's class is at St. George's Technical High School in the town of Middletown. The Badger State is next, where we're happy to see Mr. Birch and his students at Nakusa High School. It's in the city of Nakusa, Wisconsin. In Wyoming, the Cowboy State, it's the town of Saratoga that's next, with Miss Hutchison's class at Saratoga Middle High School. And we see Mr. Olson's students at Matheson Junior High School. It's in the city of Magna in the Beehive State of Utah. Animals and interstate highways don't go well together. Wednesday, we showed you a professional gator trapper removing a reptile from a median in Florida, and yet that made more sense than what stopped up traffic in Alabama earlier this week. What the kangaroo was doing was logging some miles after escaping a petting zoo where it was kept as a pet. It did cause an accident, but no major injuries were reported, and the animal was later returned safely to its home. There's just no kangaroo for a kangaroo to kangaroom on a kangaroo road without the risk of falling down under a vehicle. Maybe that sounds kangarooed, but they'd rather wallaby out back in the outback where the space has more marsupial and there are no drivers to get hopping mad. Fridays are Australia awesome. I'm Carl Azuz for The World from A to Z, wishing you a wonderful weekend, cause you mean the world to me.